Thank you for inviting me to share the story of how in 1980 I became the first principal of what was then called Smithville Christian High. Why did I apply? I felt I was ready. I was 39 years old. I had a bunch of papers with my name on it. I was ready. I felt that God had prepared me to run a school, not just any old school. I wanted to run a good Christian school. It would be a school that would listen to young people, that would offer programs that were appropriate for them. It would be a school where a culture of harmony, of getting along with each other, would reign from the top down. And I do remember how overjoyed I was when I got the job. And that feeling did not change even when I learned that I was the only applicant. I was in, and I was excited. We hired a dedicated staff that could well handle all the academic subjects. But that was not enough. I soon introduced special education courses that were more suited for students who had difficulty learning. We hired teachers who were well trained in that area. We also introduced technical studies for students who were more drawn to practical classes. Woodworking came first and was quickly followed by repair of small engines. Then I began to think it would be good to have a school band. A former student who had a degree from Calvin but no job stopped by the office to say hello. I shared my idea with him, and he said, "I can teach band." I said, "Good, and now you have a job." Over the years, the student population grew, and during my time, we had two major building projects. One connected the portables to the existing building, although we tried to make it look as if the West Wing had always been there. It was always called Chicken Barn. The next huge project was a gym, a larger gym. As part of that project, requests for music and drama space kept coming. How was I going to get the board to approve such frivolous ideas? I had to find a way to convince them how very necessary it is to create space for those courses. I invited the chairperson of the board to walk with me through the school while I was in session, just so he could see how crowded we were. At that time, we used a portable from the grade school next door for band practice. Students had to walk from high school to grade school, so we followed them. It was rainy. The kid carrying a big tube slipped in the mud and fell on his butt. The board chair turned to me and said, "I see it. You need more rooms." The honest truth, I did not wait for a rainy day to invite him to join me in this one. The rain that day was a gift from God, so it was a brand new addition to the school. There are so many more memories, field days, new teachers coming and going, each bringing their own gifts to enhance the school. Teaching at least one course every year so that I could stay in touch with students and with teaching. Getting the staff used to working with semester. Declining enrollment, which meant that some teachers had to be let go. That was always hard for me. Working with the Ontario Ministry of Education and with the Ontario Alliance of Christian Schools to not only have a high academic record, but to ensure that SDCH was a top-notch Christian school. Throughout the years, I was always grateful for a staff that worked together as a team and strived harmoniously towards reaching both of the above goals. I was also privileged to work with boards and committees that were supportive and energetic. SDCH was indeed their school. SDCH now has another name, Smithville Christian High School. However, there was a time when this school was given a name that preceded either of those. When I first came, it was called Kaupai High. I did not like that name at all. I wanted to be more. I was not totally new to the community since I had taught at Wellport Christian School earlier on in my career. From the very beginning of my long stay at STCH, the supporting community was cooperative and friendly. But it was more than just having known me in the past. The people of this community were largely country people, and I was country people. Maybe, we were more rooted in cow pie than I thought. I will never forget one soul-shaking event that took place during my years as principal. In the evening of September 1986, Bill Rang, principal of Dunville Christian School, called me. "Have you heard about the accident?" I said, "No." Stunned, I listened as he told me 3 of our students, John, Sam, and Mickey Keene, had all died in a car-truck collision on their way home from school that day. I still get choked up. The next morning, the buses pulled up, and all the students were directed to go to the gym, where we had to share this heartbreaking news with them. Together we cried, we prayed, and then closed the school until after the funeral. After the burial service, we as a school and all others who had attended walked to the cemetery about 1 kilometer away. The silence of deep grief was only broken by the sound of moving feet. After the accident, John Bursoff, chairperson of the board, and I visited Keats at their home. I cannot remember what was said. Maybe we were wise enough to just sit with them and say nothing. In 2003, after 23 very good years of STCH, I retired, not because I was physically tired or tired of my job. My wife and I had long before agreed that we would not stay so long with the careers we loved so that we would be too old, retired to do something else. It is now 2020, 17 years later. I thank God for a long, satisfying career. Teachers, all of you. Some of you have been here longer than I, and others who joined the team after. Love God, love each other, and love those kids.